Hi, boys and girls, and welcome. I hope you are all doing well and having a great day. Now, we have been talking about insects. We know what an insect is. An insect has 6 legs. It's made up of 3 body parts, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Some insects have wings. Some insects transform and metamorphosize into something else, like the butterfly and ladybug and silkworm. Now, why are insects important? Why do we need insects in our environment? Well, insects are very helpful. Other animals eat insects so they can live. And insects help flowers grow. Did you know that? How do you think insects help flowers grow? Well, we're going to find out. I'm going to read a book called Insects Visit Flowers. And we're going to start talking now about flowers and plants. Now that it's spring, we're seeing lots of insects, we're seeing lots of flowers. We're going to find out how both help each other. This book is called Insects Visit Flowers. Do you know what insect this is called? It looks like a bumblebee, but it's actually not. So let's go ahead and read. A butterfly has landed on a flower. It is searching for nectar, a sweet liquid in the flower's center. This butterfly is a yellow tiger swallowtail. Nectar is its main food. The butterfly pushes its long tongue deep into the flower to drink. Remember, we learned that some insects have a big, long tongue that goes into the flower to drink the nectar. Ants and bees come to flowers to get nectar too. These insects do not know it, but they help the plants that they visit. As the insects search for food, they are dusted with a powdery yellow pollen. They carry grains of pollen from one flower to the next. This allows the flowers to form fruits and seeds. A flower is a bee magnet. Its scent and color attracts bees and other insects. To a bee, flowers glow with colors that you cannot see. A red flower may seem blue or purple to a bee. The flower looks different to a bee because the bee can see ultraviolet light. People cannot see this type of light. A bumblebee gathers pollen as well as nectar when it visits flowers. The bee collects nectar in its crop near its stomach. It collects pollen on its hind legs. So here you see the bee. It says the bumblebee gathers pollen as well as nectar. The bee collects the nectar in its crop near its stomach. So here's the nectar. And the pollen is that little specks of dust that is all over the bee. You might find pollen on your cars or in your home, and that's when some people are allergic to pollen. That's because the tiny little specks of pollen get in your nose, and in your nasal cavity, and that's what makes people have allergies. But bees don't have allergies to pollen. They carry it on their bodies. Bushy hairs on each hind leg form a sort of pollen basket. When the pollen baskets are full, the bee flies back to its nest. So the bee carries these pollen baskets. At the nest, the bumblebee shares the nectar and pollen with other members of its colony. Bees store extra pollen and nectar in little wax chambers called honey pots. This stored food is very important. It will be eaten by young bees as they develop into adults. The stripped This striped cucumber beetle is not interested in pollen or nectar. It has come to eat the petals of the flower. It has already chewed away big sections of the petal. Here we go. Chewed up those sections of the petal. Insects such as the striped cucumber beetle do not help plants. If these insects eat a plant's flower, the plants will not be able to form the seeds. Is this a good insect for plants? No. This insect is hiding among some goldenrod flowers. It is an ambush bug. To the insect, flowers are a hunting ground. The ambush bug preys on other insects. And what is covered all over his body? Pollen. When a flyer beetle or other insect visits the goldenrod, the ambush bug strikes. In an instant, the bug has caught its dinner. So, how do insects help flowers? Well, we learned that butterflies like to search for sweet nectar and they drink the nectar from the flower. We also learned that butterflies help spread pollen too. Ants and bees, they like to drink the nectar also, but they help when they visit the flowers, they help by spreading this dusty yellow thing called pollen everywhere. Bumblebees, when bumblebees visit flowers, the pollen gets stuck on their body and they carry this pollen back to the beehive where they store it as food for the young bees. And we also learned that some insects are not very good for plants, like the striped cucumber beetle that eats the petals. When the petals are gone, the flower cannot grow seeds. And flowers are very interesting because they attract the insects. Flowers are beautiful, bright colors to attract. That means to bring in insects. And the insects find the flowers by looking for the bright, beautiful colored ones. So, are insects helpful to our environment? Yes. Are all insects helpful? No, not all insects, but most insects are. I hope you enjoyed our video. Next, we're going to talk about parts of the flower and what helps flowers grow. Bye.